Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series, coming to you from a gloomy UK this Sunday afternoon, lockdown day number 8,879. Paraphrasing, of course, but it certainly feels like that. And if it feels a little bit like that where you are, fear not, I've got Sopcom goodness coming your way with an eclectic mix of Joes and Pros just as soon as I've done my little call out, which I haven't done for ages, so I know you'll forgive me because it's the whole reason why we're here. So I'd like to say hello and welcome to the newest subscribers, and gosh, there are a lot of you. Fantastic to have you on board. And if you like what you're looking at, guys, but you're not exactly sure what it is you're looking at, the game is Supreme Commander Forged Alliance, not Supreme Commander 2. I cannot stress that enough. You will be quite literally throwing money in your toilet if you go and pick that up. Stick with Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. And what do you need to do to come play with us at FAF? Well, you need to buy the game, preferably on Steam. That's an easy way to do it. And once you have that game installed, download the Forged Alliance Forever multiplayer client. A quick Google search will bring it up, or you can find it in my comments description below this in each and every one of my videos. What will that allow you to do, I hear you say? Well, it's quite simple. It'll allow you to come play with us, browse our mod vaults, our map vaults, all of the content that the community puts out, and the game is continuously being rebalanced and modded by a very solid, driven community. And to give you an idea of how many people we're at, I've put out some slightly off numbers in the past, but now I'm playing more. I can tell you consistently, most evenings when I log in, you're looking at between 1,400 to 1,800 concurrent players online. So it's a busy community, lots of different players, lots of different standards, and hopefully if you're catching the tutorial bootcamp streams that I'm doing, you'll see that it's not too difficult for a newbie or a Joe to get involved and start learning. It seems like it's got a really steep curve, and to some extent it does, but it is very manageable when broken down in the correct way. Alright, that's enough of all that gubbins. Hope to see you online soon, guys. But on with today's show. As we said, it's going to be a mix of Joes and Pros. It's going to be a custom 6v6, and that action is going to take place on adaptive Hilly Plateau. I'm ready, you guys are ready, and the players are sure as hell ready. So let's go on over to the game zone and see how they're going to get on. I'm going to get instant loading, ching. Yes, we are. Ka-ching. Lovely. That's what we like to see. Always Team 1 at the top and Team 2 down at the bottom. Well, I say always, but today the UI agrees with me. That is what we're doing. So let's check out Team 1. Starting over here on the far right, we've got Elgen, and he's going UEF, our very sensible Elephantine Grey, opening first land. Team member number 2 to his left, immediate left. It's just, wow. Snipwee, SMPYY, Snipwee, going Aeon, thank you for that, in, what is that, it's not Cyanide Scion, it's sort of it's a teal thing, oh it is, it's Cyanide Scion, it looks different there because of, well I'm not sure exactly what it is for sure, maybe it's the Desert Bloom that I've got on. I can turn that off from previous casts. Hopefully it's not too annoying. Next up, Mythologist over here, team member number 3 for Team 1, already on the move in Baby Blue, going UEF, opening first land. Team member number 4 to his north, our first Cybrin of the day. It's Narnerd Power on his way in Ferrari Red. He opened first land. Team member number 3 in Spetsnaz Green, all the way over here. Another Aeon, this time it's Crazoid. He went first land, and last but not least for Team 1 in Pontiff White, another UEF, it's Jabka, and he's going first land as well. Over to Team 2, starting down here, going Mellow Yellow first of all. It's Xeric08, going Aeon, opening first land. Team member number 2 next to him in Lurid Green, it's Emperor Penguin, another Cybrin, going first land. Team member number 3 in Combat Green to his right, already on his way towards the middle, Sasuke Casque. And down here, last of the main core, 4 in the corner, it's Mantis Lord going Seraphim, our first Seraph of the day, going first land, second air. Team member number 5 in Hallyborange Orange, it's Wet My Nappy, another Seraphim, going first land. And last but not least, in Electric Blue, on his way towards the middle, it's Reclaim Man. It's Reclaim Man, and he's moving out towards the center as well. He went UEF and went first, second, and by the looks of things, land all day. Actually, no, excuse me, that might be an Air Factory queued up third. Yes, it is. So 2 land and 1 air. So for Team 1, we've got, what have we got? 2 Aeon, 3 UEF, and a Cybrin. For Team 2, we've got 2 Cybrin, 2 Sarah, one Aeon and a UEF by the looks of things. Game quality at 93%. That's what we're looking at as the ACUs converge in the middle. It is mostly Joes, but we've got 3 pros in the game today. 1900 nerd power there for Team 1 up at the back. And then Emperor Penguin on Team 2 is 1700 over here. And Mantis Lord, where was that? I'm sure it was Mantis Lord. Yeah, it is. Mantis Lord down here at the back as well. So as the ACUs get to work on the reclaim in the center, Emperor Penguin opens up on Crazoid. They exchange a few blows. Mythologist starts scooping mass, fires one shot but doesn't get too stuck in. Over to the right, Sasuke, Cascade and Snipwee are just going toe-to-toe, ignoring most of the mass. Wet My Nappy now moving in from the east. It really does feel like I'm a racing commentator for horse races sometimes, these opening stages of a map like this. All of the ACUs just going at it. A few Mantis strolling in there from Emperor Penguin. They get blapped straight away. We've even got Nerd Power joining the fray in the center now. Going to stop the scoops of mass. Jabka over here to the left as well. And check out the push right up the edge of the map there from Zeric08. He's just going balls to the wall, all-out offense against Jabka. He's got a little Vanguard Force, a couple of labs there, and a Spirit. Going to take out an Engineer. Nice work there on the early harass. Back to the center. We've got Sasuke and Mythologist duking it out, still alternating between firing that primary weapon and scooping the mass. We'll take a breather in just a second to see which team got the better share of the mass. Sasuke drops down into the yellow. Got to be careful here, Team 2. These two Central Cybran ACUs weaker right off the bat, of course. That factional lower core HP they've got, but in comes Reclaim Man. He moved in from the far right, and indeed Wet My Nappy has rolled up. He's got a line of Zooies over here. He's going toe-to-toe with Snipwee. Snipwee's down to around 65% health, but Wet My Nappy's actually sub 50% core HP on that ACU now, so that's starting to get towards danger territory. In fact, Wet My Nappy says to Reclaim Man, pull back. Reclaim Man doing a little bit better than he is in terms of HP. Crazoid down to 7,000. Might actually get to a stage where the two sets drop back. Both teams, neither one happy to take a grab on the center. There's so many ACUs in the middle right now. Momentum perhaps with Team 1. Hard to say. Mythologist is going to stop and get a T2 upgrade on his comm. That'll restore a good chunk of that missing health. Gun speed upgrade on the way for Snipwee as well. So a lot of the resources now being funneled into ACU upgrade. Zeric08 over here, he's going for a gun upgrade. After that initial push from Zeric, looks like Jabka is wanting to push back out. Got some of his spam amalgamating up front. Hopefully, by the way, the levels are alright, guys. I did explain that I have to adjust my levels for the stream. For some reason there's not consistency between them all, but I seem to remember my settings being somewhere similar to this, so hopefully the voice isn't being overwhelmed by game sounds or vice versa. T2 upgrade for Mythologist now up to 33%. And let's just take a look at mass total. So it's 56 to 54 in favor of Team 2. They've scooped the most mass and generated it. So a modest advantage, but an advantage nonetheless at 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes into this one. Elgen getting a massive production facility going over here with multiple factories. He's queued up 2, 4, 6, 7 factories right at the front there. Would be nice for Team 2 to dislodge if we can take that, but if they don't, it's going to be an awfully difficult part of the map to hold with that level of production being reinforced right at the front. Jabka now advancing over in the western edge of the map. Zeric moving out to meet him, wants to pull his spam back. 3 kills there for the ACU. And there's Zerek with his upgraded gun. Initially going after that emplacement, taking it out. Engineers still building wall sections for the time being, but they've queued up another plasma cannon in its place. Jabka now feeding the full force of that upgraded Aeon commander with double gun. So that is a full-on sniper comm. Got the range, the speed, the damage. Nasty amounts of firepower on the field, and Jabka is wise to yield that territory and withdraw. Emperor Penguin has gun. Krazoid has double gun as well, so similar situation to what we saw over on the left a minute ago, but now in reverse. The Penguin backing up. Wet My Nappy still looking as peaky as ever. Never was a comm more aptly named when he's absorbing long-range Aeon sniper fire. Gonna push out with his spam. Gonna take a lot of casualties there. Triad on the way for Reclaim Man. Emperor Penguin still pushing. What's happening over in the west? Zerek still pushing as well. Jabka trying to get as many wall sections up over here to impede his progress, but that's not going to complete by the time the comm arrives. Reasonable little fortification in this valley, but this is wide open and it leads directly into his base. Zerek potentially able to just bypass that little fire base altogether. Shield gens going up at the front and the middle for Team 1. Almost 10 minutes gone, still no ejections yet. If I miss one, I apologize, but it does get tricky with the 6v6 to catch all of the action. Wet My Nappy rolling in, firing some overcharges. He's got gun upgrade too. Snippy looked like he was gearing up for an advance there with that mobile shield, but that properly got dealt with. Zerek looking very strong up the top, but is he going to overextend? The thing is, of course, about this top left corner and the bottom right corner, it's 2 guys out on their own. It's not pushing the main base. So if you really do overpower your opponent, in the early game especially, they've got room to push here. Zerek feeling like he's overextended. Where's the move order to? Well, it's right back here. Potentially a missed opportunity there. There's nothing really coming. Might be worried about some kind of air snipe, but he's got a lot of mobile anti-air with him. Definitely a missed opportunity to completely wipe Jabka out in the early game, but it's so easy, of course, from where we sit to say that. We've got the vision. These guys haven't. Didn't know how far ahead he was of his opponents there. How strong that commander was. Mantis pouring up the middle. Very strong showing from Team 2 now. Emperor Penguin looking like he's going after Jabka's base. Doesn't want to hang around near these PDs though with his T1 spam. Needs to give himself some kind of command. And we have got a triad in the base over here. Zerek took out one of the mexes over here. Now is working on another T2 mass pump on the other side. He's going to get that. Jabka having all kinds of problems today. We are up to T3 air now from Nana Power. Highest rated player on the field by quite some way, and he's already got a strap bomber out. He went straight for that. He's taken some hits. He's got 4 kills with it so far. He's going after the mass of Emperor Penguin. Well, he missed the mass there. No, he's going after... Excuse me, didn't miss the mass. He struck that perfectly for maximum collateral damage and took out 2 of the core mexes right there. That is a thing of beauty. Looks like he might have got shot down on his way out. Going to see another strap bomber emerge. So in fact was my earlier rant about Zarek backing away misjudged. If he'd been up there, he probably would have taken out Jabka, or at least ruined his base to the point where it would have been a good 20-minute comeback into the game. There would have been strap bombers lurking. His T1 mobile anti-air would have struggled to deal with it. So all in all, probably a sensible move. Claim Man now in trouble, taking punishment from the ground and the air. Gets a Rankin vet at a pretty clutch moment though. He's continuing to withdraw. Janus coming in over the top from Elgin. And another strap bomber over here, out from Narnerd Power. Might as well focus on the comm and take him out, surely. He's going after Wet My Nappy instead. There's a lot of T1 anti-air, but it takes a long time to chew through a strap bomber. With that kind of tech mismatch. Wet My Nappy down into the red, 2,800 hit points left on his commander. Where's Reclaim Man? He's all the way back here now. He's slightly safer. Oh, another connection. Wet My Nappy down to 300 hit points. But dealt with. That strap bomber. Lovely bit of coverage from Mantis Lord, who just a step behind Narnerd Power, getting out the T3 air, but he's got some ASFs now wandering the field. And affording amazing protection at clutch opportunity to Wet My Nappy, who really looked like he might have been going out there. Still working on strats. Strats, sorry, ASFs, talking nonsense. Oh, 1,000 hit points. He needs to withdraw, get somewhere safe immediately. Elgen still with some air-to-ground weaponry in the form of those Janus. Gets one bomb off. 22 seconds, hit points a second regen on that commander. Really needs to move home. Doesn't need that comm on the front line. He's got engineers working on a shield gen. Guess he feels that's where he's safest, but ooh. After an experience like that, I would be wanting him out of the fray. He's no good up front now. He can't use it offensively or defensively at this point. Oh my goodness, finished the shield gen already. Not doing my anxiety any favours. There it goes. So he's got himself a bit of cover now. Very solid front lines drawn here. Pretty much 50-50. Checking in on mass totals. It's about a 23k mass advantage for Team 2 overall. That's a wise upgrade. Wet My Nappy going to heal up his comm once that completes. 25% done already. How long is that going to take him? He's got some stored up mass to be working with. Not a huge amount, but should get him comfortably to 50-60%. Things start to slow down, and now this game takes on some cohesion. One Strat lurking at the back there, not being thrown straight into the mix. He's got his stealth tech enabled on that, so it's ready to go when he wants it, but he's focusing on some air superiority to begin with, and now the major air spam starts from Nano Power. Massive air production facilities equipped with their own adjacency bonus from those T3 reactors. Slipquee feeling pretty emboldened by his comm now. Double sniper comm with personal shield. Might have been able to force a cancel on that upgrade if he'd pushed out just a little earlier. But that will complete now. I'm sure we'll see him plonk down some more T2. Oh, excuse me, I've still got the idle engineer mod running, which is interesting because they seem to be idle. They all seem to be doing things. They've got the numbers there, and that's it's funny. I guess it's because I clicked on him last and went to observer. It keeps that running. Hopefully that doesn't spoil the cast too much, guys. Massive pressure on that forward Team 2 Seraphim position. Shield holding for now down to about a quarter. Low, and we've got Obsidians up front. Huge Alpha Strike damage. Shield collapses. Do worse than primary that down. Make sure it doesn't go back up again, but I think they're running out of units. Flame Man with a decent amount of T1 spam coming in from the southeast. Mythologist taking some T3 mobile artillery fire here. We've got a trebuchet from Emperor Penguin. Oh, not Emperor Penguin, sorry. His teammate Sasuke. In return, he's lobbing some mobile missiles out at Emperor Penguin's base. Nappy going to withdraw to that main shield gen. Decent mass field building here now. Of course, all of that has gone down right on the doorstep of Nappy, ready to be scooped. Apologies about my emotional dog if that's coming through. No doubt a squirrel has angered him through the front door window. Two Strats lying in wait now. Just get the feeling Narnerd's Power's looking for an opening on Nappy down here. Although Nappy has repped up nicely, goes into the green, loses that shield though. Clippy wanting to take down these defenses. Seen much in the way of air-to-ground firepower from Team 2. Still that long-range exchange in the middle. Nappy with gun and T2 upgrade on the comm now. Looking considerably happier than he did a moment ago, with the exception, of course, that he's lost his forward position. The comm seems like it's doing better. little mongoose incursion from Elgen. Going after the Zoos and then the Hydro. Titans from Claim Man battling it out against lower tech but superior numbered forces from Elgen. Lots of wall sections going up now on both sides of the map, trying to shut down avenues of attack, force opponents to come down the middle. Suddenly there's a major power vacuum from Team 1 where all the pressure had been previously. Snippy's backed up over here, starting work on a miasma, so looking like he wants to move to standoff tactics, but that forward base for Mythologist has gone. He is running back to his main with his tail between his giant metal legs. Solid brick force up the center there from Sasuke. Properly dislodged him. We had some air-to-ground harassment from Narnerd Power from those strats. They took a bit of a battering, and that one is literally, you could sneeze on it and it would explode. 100 hit points left. Firmly into the T3 phase now. And firmly in the defensive phase after losing the center. Mythologist, a couple of NGs, just click and drag your line of T2 point defense. Hope they finish construction in time. Well, this should help. Snippy moving in from the east with that sniper comm. A couple of Percys up front as well from Mythologist. How about this? 23.5 minutes gone and we still have all of our players. We nearly lost one or two of them. Nappy and Reclaim Man looked a little unstable on this southeastern side. There you can see the idle engineers, so they're red. That was my mistake. Red for idle. You want to know what that's about, guys? It's a mod I added for my boot camp sessions when I was learning to play at the behest of a Chief Jaguar. And it does help immensely. So that you don't forget engineers. It just helps to highlight them. Make sure they're always busy. Now Elgen completely surrounded by Titans. Fortunately they're focusing on the point defense. They don't do an enormous amount of damage compared to their T3 counterparts, the Percival. But now they are locking in on Elgen's comm. Could this be our first ejection at 25 minutes almost? He's getting focused down pretty hard and that will be it for his game. 24 minutes and 27 seconds. Reclaim Man scalps his mirror over on the other side, and that will take the pressure off that southeastern edge that's been pretty regularly applied over the last 15 minutes or so. And now more pressure coming in from the middle, this time from Sasuke. He pushed all the way up, didn't like the resistance he got from Snippy's comm, withdrew, gathered some more reinforcements, now drifting over to the right. Meanwhile, 4 bricks from Emperor Penguin beating down a solo Percival out front. And Mythologist perhaps forced to withdraw again. No, he's going to try and go for a T3 upgrade. Wants to get some Ravagers up, I'm guessing. In comes 2 more Strats from Nana Power. Where's the air response from Mantis Lord? There it is. And the Strats withdraw, and now it's Snippy who's in trouble. The personal shield is gone. The bricks are moving in. He's dodging left and right. And the bricks aren't following up. If they'd continued to push, they could have had him right there and then. You can only assume his attention was elsewhere. He didn't know what he had until it's gone. Went and put up a parking lot. Focusing in on the comm again. And this time I think they've got him. Oh, he's strolling out of range again. 500 hit points. Oh my god. He just has to keep up the momentum and keep moving, and he'd have had him. Thousand hit points left on that commander. In come some Notha fighter bombers though. It's a beautiful little dodge. He's avoided it. He's already at full strength, full veterancy, sorry, on that commander, so he's not getting another one, and now the brick has opened up and he needs to overcharge. Saved by that Oblivion turret to the right, but no. Didn't manage it. Assuming it was sniper bots back here. Went to wet my nappy. I didn't even see the projectile. Oh, I thought he was going to do it. But wow, 2 ejections right on top of each other. Suddenly, Team 1 looking very weak over on this northeastern edge. ASF's tangling with one another south of where all that action just went down. T3 upgrade, getting some rover drone assistance now, up to 70%. Trouble is, could have done with it about 5 minutes ago. Sasuke continuing to push. Take him a while to get any Ravagers up. He'd be better off, I would have thought, getting some more Triads. Well, having said that, the rover drones powering that up. And Sasuke has been timid, shall we say, with his forward momentum of his bricks. Compare and contrast what's been happening over on this side of the map. It's been pretty quiet, all in all. After the initial exchange, Jabka happy to turtle and go for some standoff damage up front. And at the moment he's so interesting. So he's been gifted some Cybrin tech, got himself up some hives at the back there and working on a Monkey Lord. Hoping to sneak that one in, no doubt. So he got his Ravagers up, but now he's under T3 mobile artillery fire, so he's switched over to Clink Hammer production. Going to counter with static T2 emplacements. Eesh. The state of the mod there in the background, not ideal. I believe the G's. The strats piling up here at the back though. Power defending those with his ASFs. Goodness me, how many have we got now? We're starting to get into serious snipe danger territory when you're amassing that many, and it doesn't help as well when there's Cybrin. You can go cloaky, naughty. Ah, I see, now I've clicked that on his side of things. They're all showing up there as well. Let's switch them over to wet my nappy. There we go, less intrusive. Let's got fewer forces on the map. Ooh. Mythologist cowering under his shield gen that's almost out of HP. There it goes, it's collapsed. He's got some Ravagers, and that's going to keep the bricks at bay for the time being. Starts work on another shield. Oh. Clatter of Gatling fire colliding with those bricks. Once again, apologies if that's coming through on the track. It's one of the joys of lockdown. I can't schedule these casts during school time. I've suggested to local government that I'm a key worker, but they don't agree. Because they've never played SOPCOM, otherwise they would understand the necessity for SOPCOM. And Mythologist just cornered now under his shield. Should be able to deal with the last 3 bricks, but his base is in bits. Nappy pushing up the eastern edge of the map, now bearing down on Narnerd Power. He's been pretty solid throughout this game in the skies, but let down a little bit on the ground by what's been going on up front. Said that, here we go. I thought for a moment he was about to say as he lost his strat bombers, but no, here they go overhead, cloak enabled. What are they going for? They're online for Emperor Penguin, or perhaps Sasuke. Cyber shield's not the strongest. Bombs away. Boom! Beautiful snipe from Narnerd Power. That's going to alleviate the pressure on Mythologist. Unfortunately, it's come just a little bit too late for him to save his base. He's going to have to start again. Nuke launcher up the back that's getting absolutely brutalized now by Nappy. Lovely pickup in the top right-hand corner. This is a new breach that Team 1 have to stabilize now. Let's check in on what's going on over on the western edge of the map. So Jabka sitting there quietly for a lot of this game after the initial exchanges. Now completes the Monkey Lord, and if he just carried on, he'd be able to catch that comm. I think we're going to have to go to split screen, keep an eye on these 2 theaters. The Monkey Lord's tearing it up in Emperor Penguin's base, but there's a massive issue up at the top right, but that might be solved by another Monkey Lord there from Narnerd Power. That should be able to tidy up this spam and hopefully, for Team 1's sake, maintain those air factories and the power grid supplying them. And we've got another experimental coming down the middle. This time it's from Krazoid. He's been quiet too, but he's been quietly working on a Colossus. And after all of the gains that we just saw made on the field by Team 2, they're about to be wiped out by a couple of unexpected experimentals. Well, at 32 minutes they should have been expecting them. Meanwhile, Narnerd Power and Mythologist getting caught out here by that spam, but they managed to pick off Emperor Penguin up there from the Colossus. It's all going down at the same time. There's a nuke out from somebody. I don't know who. Mythologist and Narnerd Power battling. These Titans are going after their comms. Mantis Lord's base is in pieces. That is the end of his air production for Team 2. Oh my goodness. Narnerd Power trying to defend his comm with T1 Jesters. That spider bot still going, and he's almost in range, I think, of the comm. Or no, that's the support commander. Jabka completes another experimental. Nerd Power in trouble, trying to skirt around Hillux as he goes. Mythologist looking a little bit better shape, but not much. Can't tell what's going on right now, but what's gone on up here? That must have been the nuke. It's completely taken out Japka's base, but Japka's still got his comm alive. This game has just gone nuts in the last 2 minutes. And Krazoid's been taken out by Xeric. Over at the bottom left, another power's been taken out by Reclaim Man. What's happened to Mythologist? He was right there. Has he gone down? Yes, he is. Reclaim Man gets a double kill. Spectacular collapse all round. That is insane. Absolutely ridiculous. And now it's Nappy and it's Reclaim Man and Mantis Lord, but he's got no base left. Where is his comm? That's that support commander we saw just a moment ago. Has he pulled his comm over here? Yes, he has. So he's pretty safe. Working on some PD to close that off. But it's the two, funnily enough, the two weaker exposed sides that we were talking about earlier. They're the ones who survived. All of the core teams have been taken out, with the exception of Mantis Lord, and he's got no base left. He's got his comm, he's got one support commander, and he's pulling in a whopping 3 mass per tick for his trouble. Just insane. Just insane. And now the recriminations start in chat. It's all going off. Reclaim Man still has a solid force of T3 up here, but they're not going to escape these experimentals. Jabba wanting to keep heavy ranged experimental away from those Perseus to minimize the damage. Krazoid's just going to roll straight in with his Colossus. Get some free hits. Tidy most of those up. I cannot believe that is insane, with the exception of that ridiculous 64 ACU map. I don't think I've ever seen quite so many ACUs die quite so quickly. Suicidal stuff. Down goes the Colossus. Nice defense there from the dual-wielding fat boys of Reclaim Man, but he's still got the spider bot over here to be concerned about. Mantis Lord needs to redirect those PDs as soon as that comes into range. I'm sure they will. Sneaky Monkey Lord with its stealth abilities, but Mantis Lord on the run. Will he get onto shield coverage? Yes, he will. Oh, didn't finish off the Ravager. It's going to do a lot of extra damage, but he wants to kill off Mantis Lord. He's got him. Boom, baby. Mantis Lord ejected by Jabko, and now it's a proper 2v2. Do manage to take out the Monkey Lord, but there's still units coming in, but nothing of any major consequence. It's all T2. Support commander goes pop over on the other side of the map. Nothing to worry about there. And Reclaim Man will lose some of his P-gens. And that as well. Percivals aren't going to get any closer to the base to do any damage, I shouldn't think. Siege tanks and fatties will take care of that. And now there's more experimentals moving in from up here. Megalith and a Colossus. Nappy out here, potentially exposed. They really should just push east and take him out. No real read on it for the time being. It looks like they might be thinking about it. Nappy can't make a run for it. He has got to make his stand here or back out away from all of this. potentially a missed opportunity. They got any air to do any scouting with at all? It doesn't really look like it. And this is where it will let them down. They are missing a comm kill here. Potentially missing the chance to seal the deal on the game. They are going deep against heavy ranged firepower. These fat boys just laying into that Colossus. Support commanders there as well. A lot of damage on those guys. A Rambo presets to boot. Nappy survives. He went out the back door and he's moving north. So both of these teams now looking like they're going to capitalize. Instead of pushing out to recapture their own corner, instead they're going to cross the map and capture the opponent. So a partial full team base trade on the cards here. One fat boy down. Megalith is going to snag another. Very nice work there indeed. Beast that experimental is. Trouble is, all that mass still firmly on Team 2's side of the map. Just insane. The amount of ejections. What did we have? We had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 potential comm exits, or maybe 6 because one of them went down a little earlier. 5 or 6 at least. All going down in the space of about a minute and a half. Just insane. Now, what's going on the eco side of the front? This is where it really becomes significant. And despite the fact we've been having experimentals pushing in this way, it looks like Team 2 firmly in the driving seat, thanks to Reclaim Man. He's well out in front, generated eco, 360. Next highest player is Jabka. He's on 127. And not only that, not only does he have a massive eco, comparatively to his opponents, he's got solid build power in these rover drones, mobile build power at that. Most of the build power for Jabka seems to be in conventional engineers. He hasn't invested in kennels. Oh, he's investing in them now. There we go, right at the back. But slightly behind the curve on those, and he's not going to have anywhere near the eco that Reclaim Man has. So funding it is going to be tricky. Team 2 absolutely dominated Team 1 in consumed mass, though. 1.56 million compared to 1.14. That is enormous. Almost a 30% increase deficit, and overall it's absolutely huge. Strats queuing up here at the back for Krazoid. Investing quite a lot in TAC missile defense. I think, judging by where we are, I think we can afford to bump the time just a little bit, because it's going to be a while before we see any major offensive engagements coming this way. These guys not set up. Jabka's at 1500 admittedly, Nappy's at a 1400, the other two firmly Joe. So you wouldn't expect the quickest of turnarounds. Starting to get a bit of stutter in there. Cleaned out my machine the other day. I think that might make a little bit of a difference. I say cleaned out, I don't strip the whole thing down or anything, but I have to say, I've got so much junk on here. As it's used for work as well as recreation. So it's got all kinds of games and stuff from the photography business and things that we run. It is a little overburdened right now. Oh, little pickups here, snagging some of those strats landed on the ground. Claim man with solid air dominance, and there is some anti-air on the ground here. Looks like we've got sort of 4 or 5 flares. Well, more than that actually, but they're doing pretty solid work. But still, how many strats picked up there? That must have been 5 or 6 dead strats, so definitely worth the exchange. Get the feeling air control will serve whichever player or team manages to secure it, will serve them very well indeed. Just by the layout and how much open terrain there is on the map. Colossus moving east, and Nappy over here. Might need a new one with what he's just seen. He's on the move. There is a Colossus en route to his position, and this time they're not looking like they're going to make the same mistake again. They urgently need something, some kind of air power to come and take that out. Nappy will slowly lose ground against the Colossus. He needs gunships or something, and there are gunships inbound, and they're broadswords. 6 of them. It's going to take a long time to chew through all of those hit points, and a long time he does not have. He's already been locked onto. Oh, Nappy down and out, and with it, a horrible engineer mod. Notifications. Gunships will finish that off. Now he's got to do it all by himself. So Reclaim Man was sitting pretty. And he's still massively out-earning Krazoid and Jabka together. It's 496 to 310. That Colossus is going to die. Rambo presets support commanders strolling in, but they're going to get bombarded within an inch of their lives from the strats. Both Jabka and Krazoid have been producing them. The ASFs from Reclaim Man are going to respond. How are they doing on the ground? There were a lot of defenses going up in Krazoid's base. We've got some shield coverage going on. Lots of Oblivion turrets. Very chunky support commanders, though. Pretty darn strong. And a Fat Boy strolling in the front door as well. Backing them up at range. This is going to be very, very costly for Krazoid. Jabka's got some Ravagers in his base, and they've now strolled into that range. Where's Krazoid's comm? He's back here under Jabka's coverage. Still, those support commanders looking pretty damn healthy considering what they've just strolled through. Fat Boy back here needs to be moved up. It's not firing. New ping's gone down on it from one of his teammates. Emperor Penguin telling him to send in your gunships nearby. Krazoid on the run from the support commanders, but he's been locked onto. I can't believe he hasn't managed to take out more of these. They're so chunky. Just didn't have damage. Krazoid goes out, and where's Jabka's comm? He's all the way back here still. And suddenly, what a weird game indeed. Suddenly, it's surely we can call it now for Team 2. Reclaim Man on 553 versus 200 from Jabka. And Jabka's got nothing. He's got a lot of base infrastructure, but he's got no units to speak of. He's upgrading all of his air factories here. He's going to go mass gunship by the looks of things. Got one broadsword building in that T3 headquarters. How's his power? It's at 21k. Clink Hammers firing back at the Fat Boy, just clearing the mountains there. They can get through to it. But surely no problem now for Reclaim Man. Answers on a postcard, incidentally, if you caught who launched that nuke that went down. That I think took out, or I'm assuming that's what took out Jabka's base. It certainly looked like it. Set him back a ways. You even see the nuke launcher. Keep that fatty alive. The shields have collapsed though. One lone broadsword does the job, backed up by those Clink Hammers. I think we can bump that to +4, get these guys going where they're meant to be heading. There's so much mass on this map to be scooped now. Experimentals should be popping up all over the shop. Reclaim Man filling his coffers. Oh no, I've clicked on it. That means all the engineers are going to turn up. All the little 1s and 2s. There they go. Oh well. At least he's relying on rover drones and they all sit in one place. Small mercies, thank heavens for them. Percival's in at the back, taking down a mechs. We get T2 gunshipped and strap bombs sniped for their trouble. And we have a Duke up and running in the main base there for Reclaim Man. And he's going straight after the rover drones at the back. And those 3 P-gens. No nonsense there. 48 minutes. Gosh, if he's going to sit back and rely on artillery, this could take a while. How long can Jabka hold out? That's the question. Solid hit to the back there. Only one shield covering all of that, so a lot of the rover drones would have gone pop in that explosion. Now mass spam moving out. Jabka doing what he can to try and put some units out there in the field, maybe regain some map control. But quite frankly, he is now in a world of hurt. Complete air control with Reclaim Man. Lots and lots of ASFs. The ability to make many, many more. And a ton of gunships lying in wait. That's so much damage from those broadswords. I really do feel he could go and end this right now if he had a read on Jabka's comm. There are a lot of SAMs in there, but he could just stroll in around the back and down onto Jabka's comm. That would be the end of it, but he's not wanting to mess around or risk any strats that he feels might not work. Once again, easy for us with all the vision. caveat we always have to give. And now are we at double Duke? Is he happy to pound him into dust? Certainly another one under construction. Oh no, it's right there. So we are. We're at double Duke. And a third is going up incredibly quickly thanks to that eco and all of those rover drones. Another fat boy comes under fire from some stingers. There are his ASFs. There they are. Inti's dispatched to go after the broadswords. Broadswords on the move. Tearing through all those archers. T1 mobile. Watch out there for that. Cougar. You see how chunky they are. How much damage they can absorb. 6,000 hit points apiece. Jabka's comm. Under shield coverage. Now we'll test my theory. See if I was talking nonsense or not. Shield collapsing. He's got mobile shields in there. Down goes the main shield gen. He's still got quite a lot of broadswords to go, but he's got personal shield on that comm. I might have been talking nonsense. Shall we see? Down goes the shield. They're into the armor. About 6 or 7 strats, broadsword, sorry, remaining. He's going to run out. I don't believe it. Jabka is going to survive. I'm going to caveat that with, well, if he went when I said it, it would have worked. Oh, man. So Jabka survives. Just about. I really thought he had him there. Apologies if my stomach rumbling is coming through on the track. So when you skip lunch to cast for your favourite community. I say favourite community, it's my only community. I have a core community of about 5 gamer mates who I play with regularly. That's my only other community. Artillery fire raining down on that base. Jabka still in it, to his credit. What's he working on now? As a third artillery up he is. He's just going to duke him to death. Why risk any more of those encounters? Jabka looking peaky as he is. If he focuses those dukes, this will be it. Not the most accurate of things. Gets himself a bit of shield coverage. And it promptly collapses. Just T2 shields, remember. Trying to hit the comm with those dukes, it's never easy. Oh, that looks like a good one. No, just straight along. There it goes! Nut cracked almost on the door of 54 minutes. Reclaim Man wins out, and it was always going to go that way once they tore through Krazoid's base. He just had so much of the upper hand. Highly entertaining game, though. Long drawn-out periods and then just massive ACU exodus, mass death, and a completely different game emerges on the other side of the nuclear fire. Very entertaining. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. There's always more to come from me in the future. Don't forget, if you feel so inclined, please consider supporting me on Patreon. And if you don't feel like doing that, my PayPal is available as well. Link in the description below. Really, I totally rely on your support to keep the channel going, guys. So if you enjoy the content, please consider donating. I've had some very generous donations lately, including one extremely notable one. You know who you are, I won't embarrass you, but thank you so much. The support means the absolute world to me. As I say, keeps the channel going and by extension helps support the community as well. So many thanks for all of the donations so far and all of those that will be forthcoming in the near future. But until next time, guys, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile signing out.